Hi guys, Lindsay Wilson here from Positive Performance and the Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp, and I am in my kitchen because I got baby sleeping. So I actually don't know how long I have, so if I start talking kind of fast, that's why. Today what I want to talk about is how to get your first paying client and how I started. So I'm going to go into how that worked out for me, where I went, and how you can do the same. So let me just share this as always in my other groups. Say hi if you guys are on live. I see some people coming on. That's great. I always appreciate that. Share in a group. Let's do this. Mental training coach and entrepreneur. Thank you. Hi, whoever just showed up. Sorry, I'm always on a slow start with this, but I want to make sure that everybody can see it. Okay. So how to get your first paying client. What I want to start with is the premise that I think we can all agree on, and that is we all hate rejection. That's just a huge, I guess there's some people that don't mind it as much, but for most of us, it is something that we spend a lot of time and a lot of energy avoiding because it feels shitty, right? Like to put yourself out there, especially if you're selling yourself, and for people to not respond to that is really, really painful. So we do some really creative things to truly, truly avoid that. So how I started, I'm going to start with that premise, but then I also want to talk to you about how I started as a mental training coach. And it was very organic. What I did was I decided that I think I want to do this. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I've seen other people teach some things and I think I have something of value to offer. So what I did is I put all my thoughts together, looked at what other people did and got a very basic curriculum that I thought, basically what I said was, as an athlete, what did I need? What were the 10 different subjects or topics that I thought an athlete, and in this case, it was a collegiate women's basketball player, what they needed. I'm gonna turn this light on. I guess it doesn't really help, but what would I have needed in their shoes? And I put together a very basic curriculum, and then what I did is I called up people I knew. So I think the very first person I worked with was Coach Pinchton at Illinois State, and she had been my college coach, my college assistant coach. And then I know I worked with Coach Abe. She was at, actually that was a couple years later at Albany. But I also called up people that I knew, and then I also called up people that knew me, that I didn't necessarily have a personal relationship with, but a lot of times in sports you know each other without knowing each other. And so I really tapped into that network first. And that is what I'm going to encourage you to do, because this is what happens. A lot of people start their business or they want to be a mental training coach and they think, okay, I have to go out and I have to find clients. Like, where are they? I'm going to go to conferences. I'm going to do Facebook ads. I'm going to go speak at all these things. And what they're really doing is they're avoiding the opportunities right in front of them because of what I just said, which is they want to avoid failure. They want to avoid that rejection. But know this about sales and marketing. Hi guys, I see some people coming on live. Say hi in the comments below. I can't see who you are unless you say hi, so I appreciate you if you comment. This is a universal truth about sales and marketing. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And so when you're thinking about being a mental training coach, you got to think about who your ideal customer is. We talked about that before. You got to talk about you got to think about what you're good at, and then you got to think about the people in your existing network that you could serve, that what you offer has value for them. This isn't about, calling up your aunt and asking her a purchase. Hi, Dragon. Oh, hi. This isn't about calling up a random friend and asking them to buy what you have and just selling to anybody, but tapping into your existing network. And that's why I always encourage my students to start. So, for example, I talked to someone the other day, and she has a skills camp that she runs. Boom, she has people there. She has parents there that already know, like, and trust her because they've been sending their kid to her camp for years and years, right? Or I know a physical therapist that a lot of her clients need mental training. Those are already people that know, like, and trust her. And so a lot of people want to go this wide, out into the world and sell people, but really it's in some ways it's a self-sabotage situation because it's actually, and research shows this, and you can imagine this yourself, selling to someone that's totally cold, that doesn't know you, takes so many more resources, so much more time and energy and money on your part than selling to somebody that already has an existing relationship with you. but it's scarier, right? Because if these people that know, like, and trust you reject you, that hurts. If someone out in the world rejects you, it hurts, but you're like, you can always say, well, they don't really know me, right? So it sucks, but they don't know me. So think about that when you're thinking about getting your first client, is think about your existing network. Okay. So that's what I have my clients do, is I have them sit down and I have them, oh, I got a thumbs up. Thanks, guys. I have them sit down and I have them think about, who do you already know? And again, just making like a master list, right? Like the book club you're in, and the CrossFit gym you go to, and your husband's soccer team that he coaches, or the adult league that you're in, or what have you, like your existing network, people you played with if you played, people you coached if you coached. You will be very surprised if you sit down and think about your network. And again, 90% of them, potentially, depending on your network, are not ever going to be clients. But they also might be people that can connect you to other people. So that's another thing. We'll do another video on that another time. But thinking about that, 10, 20, and maybe it's bigger, percentage of people that need your services and or are in industries where you could need your services, and then you can share with them what you're doing. And again, it's not like a hard sell. You don't have to try to cajole them into purchasing, but if your services match up with their need, they already know, like, and trust you. You already know, like, and trust them. So it's really a win-win. And again, what I see a lot of my students doing is totally avoiding that. And I get it, right? It's scary to put yourself out into the world and ask for a sale and promote yourself. Like, it's not natural for me either. And yet, the way I get over it is I think, okay, there's people out there that need my services. I'm not trying to sell to everybody. There are people that need it. And my job as someone that cares about impacting lives is to let them be aware of it. Because guess what? They can't read your mind. They don't know, a lot of people start their business and they keep it kind of a secret, right? They're like, I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want to ask any favors. I don't want to really promote myself. And you think, like, by osmosis, everybody's going to know what you do. And even if they know what your business is, if you're not being very clear about the problem you solve and the person you're looking for, they still don't know. Because think of yourself. You're on social media, or you're listening to podcasts, or you're at conferences, and you get all this information all the time. Like, you need to know that if, you need to buy, I don't know, a roof, that you know who the roofing people are, right? You don't need to know all the home improvement people. They might know the roofing person, but when you hear someone talk about a roof, ding, 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 you are talking to that person about a roof. And the same thing happens with mental training or any business or any sales. Figure out what you're doing and then let people know. And in particular, let your network know. And I know that it's scary and I know that it's something we want to avoid, but it's a self-sabotage thing. If you are good at what you do and you're working on it and you're getting better and you're improving and you want to impact lives, you have to let people know about it. And you have to let the people around you know about it, because otherwise they can't purchase from you and they can't help you. And then you think, oh, nobody wants my services, but you're going out into the world and you're trying for the hard sale. The person that's like so distant from you, they have to get to know, like, and trust you. Whereas you have people right in front of you that already do that. You've already, gotten to that place. And again, you're not trying to sell to everybody. You're not trying to sell to people that don't need you. You're trying to sell to the people that need what you offer. Okay? So, hi, Tom. So think about that. Okay, so again, how I got my first clients, and really how I get a lot of my clients. Now, of course, it's a lot of word of mouth. Well, actually, mine's not so much word of mouth. It isn't word of mouth, but it's also, I do sort of other stuff as far as like Facebook ads and that kind of stuff. But the thing is, you want to tap into your network first. And I will always encourage you to do that. So tap into your network first. Understand that it's going to be scary, because again, we all have that like monumental fear of rejection. It is totally natural. I have it, you have it. Most people, if they're honest, have it. Some people have it more than others. And so you're gonna have to get over that. But get over it by knowing that what you are offering the world has value for the right person, okay? And your job is to let people know what you're doing. If it's a secret and then nobody's purchasing, you're kind of self-sabotaging, right? You're saying, well, I'm not gonna let anybody know, but then why are people buying? I can't tell you how many people do that. It sounds crazy, but they do. They keep it a secret. You know, they might tell some people, or they tell people sort of what they're doing. They started a business, but they're not clear about what they're doing. And then it doesn't work. And then they're like, well, I don't have any clients. Well, you're not putting it really out in the world because you're feared of rejection. Okay, so let me think if there's anything else. If you have any questions about this, this is totally how I started and how I got clients. And you got to just face that fear head on. It's not easy, but that's how we do it. That's how we got to do it. And again, it's better than going out into the wide, wide world and trying to convince people that you're a good person and you know what you're doing. Why not start with people that already know, like, and trust you, okay? If you have any comments or questions about how to get your first paying client or anything with mental training, comment below. And as you guys know, that if you've been watching Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp, applications are now being accepted. We're gonna be closing the doors next week, okay? So if you've been sort of tiptoeing around it, maybe you've gone to the application page and gotten scared because it's new and scary and it's, you know, a big thing for you in your life, go ahead and put that application through because it's not going to be open forever. And I really don't want to hear from you a week after next thinking, I have to wait another year, if not more, because I don't know when I'm going to open it again, okay? I'll put the link below or maybe above. Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp. You can also go to www.positiveperformancetraining.com/P/MTE. Mental Training Entrepreneur. All right. Thanks guys for watching. If you like this video and you know somebody that could benefit from it, I would really appreciate you sharing it. There's a button below with a little arrow if you haven't done that before. And the last video got like 2,000 views because you guys were great and you shared it. And you can also share it to individual people, but you can also share it on your page if this is something that you think would be of value. I think sales in general applies to a lot of different people, but I'll let you make that decision. Thanks for the heart, guys. And I'm going to go back to trying to get things done before baby wakes up. So thanks, guys. Bye.